The European Union's AI Act directly ties legal obligations to the specific human environment an AI system enters. The law identifies specific sectors of society where a machine's decision-making could significantly impact a citizen's safety or rights. These zones require the highest level of regulatory compliance. This legal map of sensitive zones is contained within a dedicated section of the regulation, Annex III. This diagram shows the structure of the map. Annex III is a closed list encompassing exactly 8 distinct areas of human life. If an AI system performs a task within any of these 8 categories, the law automatically classifies it as a high-risk system. These sectors act as the load-bearing walls of a citizen's life. Because the stakes are so high, developers must demonstrate that their systems meet strict safety and data standards before they are finally put into service. The first thematic cluster of Annex III focuses on systems that interact with the physical world and the human body. Area 1 covers biometrics. It includes systems designed for the remote identification of persons, emotion recognition, or categorizing individuals based on sensitive personal attributes. This logic tree shows infrastructure management triggering the high-risk classification. Area 2 targets AI safety components in road traffic, water, gas, and electricity. However, the law provides narrow pathways for routine technologies. A parallel path avoids the high-risk classification entirely. This is the exclusion for Area 1. It applies to one-to-one biometric verification, like using a face scan to unlock a personal phone or a fingerprint to enter a secure room. Scanning a public square to identify strangers is high risk. Verifying a single known user for access is not. The legal burden is determined by the system's potential for mass surveillance, rather than the mere use of biometric data. The second cluster of Annex III governs AI systems that act as gatekeepers to a citizen's economic and social future. Area 3 covers education, while Area 4 targets employment. This captures AI that determines school admissions, sorts job applications, or makes decisions about employee promotions and task allocations. Area 5 focuses on essential services. This includes AI used for emergency room triage in healthcare and algorithms that establish credit scores to determine if a person qualifies for a loan. This financial data flowchart highlights a critical distinction. While credit scoring is classified as high risk, a parallel path for financial fraud detection is explicitly excluded from these requirements. An algorithm that decides if a citizen can afford a home has a direct impact on their life trajectory. An algorithm that simply detects a stolen credit card protects the system from theft. The law applies different burdens to each use case. The final cluster of Annex III involves AI systems wielding the administrative and coercive power of the state. Area 6 covers law enforcement, and Area 7 deals with migration and border control. This includes systems used to profile citizens, assess the risk of a person committing an offense, or examine asylum applications. Area 8 captures the administration of justice and democratic processes. It includes AI that assists judges in researching facts or the law, as well as tools intended to influence voter behavior in elections. This diagram illustrates the administrative exceptions. The mere verification of travel documents at a border and purely logistical campaign tools that do not directly expose individuals are both diverted away from the high-risk zone. The AI Act allows machines to assist with the background bureaucracy of government. However, when an AI begins to replace the judgment of the state over a human being, the regulation imposes its strictest safeguards. Annex III defines the sensitive zones of today, but the regulation is designed to remain relevant as technology evolves. Article 7 of the Act grants the European Commission the power to update the Annex III list through the use of delegated acts. This mechanism allows the law to adapt if new AI applications begin to present significant risks to the health, safety, or fundamental rights of citizens within these 8 sectors. The European Union has established specific guardrails for these sensitive sectors, requiring developers of high-risk systems to prove compliance with safety and transparency standards. Mastering the regulation requires navigating both the broad classifications of Annex III and the precise legal exemptions that narrow their scope. In the European Union, the exact same lines of code can operate freely or face strict regulation based entirely on the human context in which they are deployed.